When we started section 8.5, I gave you this chart, if you remember. We had the simple interest, compound interest formula, and the continuous interest formula. And then we had our investments formula, the annuities, the amortization, the loan amortization, plus, of course, the effective annual yield. Now, you're not going to use this chart on the test. Instead, the formula sheet you will use in the test is the one on the left. The yellow one is the same version that I gave you before. So I want to compare, because between these two, the one on the right has more meaning, and I believe will be more useful in understanding problems than the other one, the one on the left. I want to explain the connection between the labels on the left and the labels on the right. No problem with simple interest because that's the same label. Compound interest, same. We're concerned about annuities. Notice that this group is labeled annuities by your book. Those two correspond to the first two under annuities on this white sheet. This last one is the same as the amortization. Amortization is for loans. Annuities in this yellow group is for investment. Okay, P is the deposit. Instead of P, you can use D if you want. A is the accumulated value or the future value. And that's why it's called future value here, because of that A. A is accumulated value or the future value. But in the context of the book, in what we learned, we used the word annuity for investments. Strictly speaking, it's an investment annuity. Now, amortization is like a reversed annuity. Your interest is in the present value, P. That's why it's called present value here, because you already had the money. You borrowed that money. Let's say to buy a car or to buy a house, and you calculate the monthly payments necessary to pay off that loan. So in a way, the future value of this loan, because it gets lower every month, is zero. At the end of the term, you no longer owe money. On the other hand, for this investment annuity, this other group, your interest is in the future value. Sometimes that future value is a goal for which you want to determine how much you will deposit regularly in order to meet that goal at the end of your target term. So I hope that you see now that this present value really just means loan. In fact, you can change that P into L to mean loan. For future value, for both formulas, you might want to change the payment to D for deposit, your periodic deposit. And in understanding these problems, the strategy for choosing the right formula is determining the context of the narrative. Is it a loan? Is it an investment? And second, if it's either a loan or an investment, are multiple payments being made? If the answer is yes, you are in this third group, or second and third group on this yellow chart. Otherwise, if you have a single deposit or a single payment for a loan, you're in the first two groups. On your test, you are allowed to have a printed, clean copy of this sheet. There should be no writings. There should be no annotations if you are using a digital copy. Now, I want to suggest what we call mental dump. As soon as you start your test, write the word loan here and write the word investment here. You might want to change the PMT to D for deposit and this P to L for loan. D, and this one is P for payment, as is. So you ask, loan or investment? If it is a loan, payments are done monthly. Then you have the loan formula. If it is an investment and you have periodic deposits, so you will look for plural terms. You will use either of these two because it's an investment annuity. Now, if you don't have monthly payments, plural, or periodic deposits, all you have are either a single deposit, the principal, or a single payment, then you're using the first group. Now, what will determine which formula to use? It will be the word compound or simple. Then you apply simple interest. If it says compound, then you apply this formula.